Go live. Hi guys, this is Nikki, also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the December 22, 2020 live market update. I'm sorry I'm a bit late today, so let's discuss the Philippine markets. All right, so the index is at a slaughterhouse. You see that the market fell down. Although people are already panicking, the market is just down 0.3%. But let's take a look what's happening in the market. Which companies are going down and which companies are still maintaining their strength? Which companies in the Philippines are actually still going all-time highs? So let's read the index movers for the day. Okay. So it's 3 days before Christmas, guys. All right. So let's go to the stats index movers first. Thank you. All right, let's read everything out loud. SM Prime is 39, SM is 1,075, Aboitiz Equity Ventures is 4675, Metro Bank is 51, Ayala Corp 838, Mega World 404, Emperador 10, Pure Gold 40.5, FGen 29, Robinson's Land 21, Robinson's Retail 66, AGI 10.8, Meralco 282, DMCI 5.71, Ayala Land 41.7, close to 42, Lucitan Group 13, Globe 2034, Aboitiz Power 26, San Miguel Corp 130, BPI 81, Bloomberry 8.2, GT Gap 594, PLDT 1333, ICT 122, MPI 4.17, Jollibee 197, Security Bank 132. You've got URC trading at 152. You've got JG Summit trading at 72, and BDO is trading at 107.9. But I think that what's bewildering for most people is actually the range of volatility. So let's take a look at the highs and lows of the day. Index names first, guys. Let me see that PSEI. I think I can see the points difference here. Okay, not that. I need to see the range. What I mean to say is the volatility, okay? Let's go to the, you can see it in analytics. Wait up, guys. Let's go to PSEI. So I wanted you to see that the shares are moving on a higher volatility. The highs and lows are already going. Really, the low and high of the day are already moving pretty much, no? So I need to show that to you. Let me just see where it is. Wait up. Not the consensus. You could see it in the... You could see it in the highs and lows. I'm just trying to see where here. Stock quotation, market pressure. Yeah, this one can do. Stock quotation. So this is what I'm saying. So within the index, all of these are highly liquid already, but you should see the following. So I'll show you these ranges. Example, your BDO low is 105, your high is 109. You've got a $4 range. Jollibee trading at 193 to 201. That is a 4% range. Your GD Gap is trading 580 to 609, around the 5% range. 415 to 431, a 4% range. ICT, the lows and highs is just $3, so just 2 to 3%. Metro Bank is trading 51 to 49, that's about 5% range. SM Prime 39 to 37, about 5% range. Ayala Land around 3% range. This is a 6% range. Your DMCI is trading at about 30 cents, is about 6% range. This one is $4, is about 3%. So what I'm saying to you is that when the ranges of the highs and the lows are already trading at about 5, 6, sometimes even 20% in a single day, those are actually attention candles for you to pay attention, such that there are people willing to throw out the market at 5% down if they wanted to. They're actually aggressive enough to sell it, even if they're selling. However, if it's tight, it's actually telling you that they actually care about what they're selling first. Let's take a look as well on your stats today. Let me read the stats for you. Let's take a look first at the top traded names. You could see the top traded names, it's all on the downside. The entire market is actually doing a lot of profit taking. Should you buy? Should you sell? Let's discuss. So Dito Telecom is actually a very volatile name. You'll notice that even if it's up or down, you could see that the ranges are pretty much big. When you see a huge range as that, you could see that these candles are actually very much gonna happen to consolidate rather than go higher. Meaning, even if $9 goes to $10, you could see that it could consolidate as well, with plenty of people willing to take profits, even if it remains above 7. Okay, so even if a company goes higher, it doesn't mean that volatility is absent. It could actually be more volatile the higher it is. So let's take a look at the top traded names. Your Dito and Asen, yes, they're near all-time highs. Sorry, not near all-time highs, but are actually at all-time highs. But just because they're all-time highs doesn't mean they will continue to go higher. The higher the volatility as it is here, you should actually watch out because these candles are already telling you that there could be exhaustion and should actually be paying attention for some profit taking on the way. It's not a perfect answer that it is toppish, but it is just telling you that volatility means somebody is willing to sell it down for you, even if it goes higher by 10 to 20%. So Dito and Asen could go higher 10 to 20%, but they could also go lower 10 to 20%. Similarly, let's take a look here. Merrimart 6.2 down to 593. So a lot of your top traded names, Dito, Merrimart, and Asen, what is the same with all of them? They're all actually at near all-time highs, and they're actually also being profit taken from. So profit taking is happening in the market. It should be obvious as 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see. Top traded names, Dito, As and MM. Your BDO, Jollibee, GT Cap. So as you could see, your FA has already broken down the 120, couldn't sustain 120. It's now trading at 102. What's happening in your penny stock names as well? Let's take a look at that. MRC, has it also fallen? Same thing. So after trading at 72 cents, also profit taking. So you could see that the restructuring names like FA and MRC are already toppish, meaning people are already willing to take profit. Now you might say 20 cents is not much, but actually 20 cents is 100% for the people who had it below 20 cents. So this was trading at 20, 30 cents. 20,000 is 120,000. When that 120,000 goes down to 100,000, of course, that hurts a little. Even if they've profit taken half or 1/3 or 1/4, they might continue to take profit all the way down to 80 cents. So just, you have to be paying attention even to profit taking moves. Even as ASEN is at 7, what does this mean? It means that if your cost is at 30, let's say $3, even 3 pesos, even not at $2, your 3 is, let's say it's 300,000, it's now 700,000. If 734 breaks down to $6, of course, 700,000 is 600,000. Some people will actually not be willing to give up that much gains, even if they're already up a lot. So they will trail this stop. And these are actually being sold up and even trimmed up, trimmed down. These are not like charts that you buy. These are extensions after extensions. Be careful, all those chasers. You deserve to lose money if they fall because you are chasing a company that you have no base from. All right, what else should I say? Stats, yup, analytics, top traded. So you could see that a lot of profit taking going on, right? Even your Cebus and your Macro Asias. So what's happening in the worldwide world? The world is actually seeing a lot of COVID shutdowns, such that last night you could see that some people are actually panicking in their SPACs, even if they shouldn't. However, if you have some reopening themes, then you should. Because, example, your American Airlines, let's take a look. This is a reopening theme, and most of the Philippines are actually just reopening themes. After hitting from 13 to 19, kaboom, down to 16. So if you're not taking profits, then you can see a retest, unlike companies like these. Examples like these are secular trend winners. Kaboom, even if the market was falling, kaboom, up 30% up from about, and of course, 100% up if you were accumulating near 1.2 as we were buying there, 1.2, 1.3, even the breakouts at 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. So as you could see, a lot of companies last night in the US were making a lot of money, but here, and even if we're making money, take note, sell here, sell there, sell here, 22, 25, $30, lighter companies, right? So the point here is that you don't necessarily have to chase because most of the people who have it low. They're willing to take profits all the way and feed the quacking ducks and feed the piranha frenzies. There are actually, how many people are smart? Small, a few. How many people are dumb? A lot of people. So there's a lot of feeding frenzy going on for the chasers and the latecomers. What else? Let me share to you a few things. Let's go to the WealthSec charts. Let's go to the index names. Okay, so we have been opining that the market is frothy. If you're profit taking, it doesn't mean that the market is going down. It just means that when it's volatile and when it's high, you gotta have some cash exposures on the side so that you could buy opportunities when the opportunities come. So let's see what opportunities are there for us. What are the biggest losers here that are actually interesting from a buyer's point? Um, Not much actually. Not interested in these companies. So no, not for these. What else? Let's see. Most active names. So why don't we actually assess from the most active names which ones here are going to offer us some good upside and good and for the risk of actually going down another 10 to 20%, which companies here can actually give us 40, 100% upsides if there are. So let's begin. So as you see, I know that SSI fell to 150. Should you actually be afraid of this? Not really. This drops of about 155 are opportunities, even if it goes to another drop to a 1.4. As you can see, it's very clear 185 is your resistance, and people see that SSI is a retailer. And what has happened in retailers? All of them were, of course, falling down. Macy's and Nordstrom falling down. But as Macy's falls at $10, even if it falls to $8, we actually want to enter there 7 and 7. Yes, I sold some at about 11 and 10.5 last night because I figured that maybe it can fall further. The $10 went to 12. Where could it go? Maybe 14, right? So from a department store perspective in the Philippines, your retailers actually have met their resistance points. Your index has met its resistance point. How much more can SM Prime go? It looks like the $40 is a resistance. Your Ayala Land is also a resistance at 41. So how much higher can this go? Not much. But how much higher can companies that are very low go? So let's take a look at some airlines and some casino reopening themes. We argued, yes, 50 cents. Some people sold that. 50, 51. Why? Okay, that is technicals for you. However, when you look at the fundamentals of this name, can it go to 57? Can it go to 70 cents or even 90 cents on the way up? A part of me feels that the answer here is yes if you actually study that. Therefore, here at about 45 cents below, take note that the supports could actually be at 43 and 41, such that that could actually offer you an opportunity on the way down, similar to the opportunities found here when it was still trading at 41, and most especially when it was trading here at about 33 cents. Furthermore, if you were buying here below 33, good enough for you. Chances are you're not really selling everything. You might sell at 51, 52, but willing to buy at about 41 below or 43 even. So you have to understand the ranges, not exactly buy and sell anything without knowledge of what you are buying and selling. There's a lot of things that can be discussed, but I'd like to see your questions before I discuss it further. All right, ma'am, I sold Cebu Pacific because it may continue to go down because of the new strain of virus in UK. Agree. So actually, last night you could see that Apple, the California, Apple stores in California had to shut down. Yes, the major news has been the fact that there is a vaccine, but there are also a lot of people dying again. I think there was news that Minnesota senator died. For those who aren't aware of that, let me just show that to you. Of course, the threat of COVID-19 pandemic has not disappeared anytime yet, no? Senator dies from COVID-19 complications. That was 2 days ago. So as you could see, Apple also shut down. Apple stores, COVID, close. 2 days ago, Apple temporarily closed all the 53 stores in California, over a dozen in London. Actually, guys, as early as Sunday, I was telling already in the Awesome 10X Inner Circle that likely to trim markets because of the fact that, so as you saw, those were news 2 days ago. It wasn't last night. Yesterday, I was just away because of I had to do some Christmas related stuff. Nonetheless, I just wanted to explain to people that making money, especially if you are truly serious, of course, is possible. So thank you for everyone watching the Awesome 10X channel. Yes, I'm aware of all these things. That's why I can tell you about it. So actually, a shortcut way for your research is to watch Awesome 10X because, yeah, I do read a lot. All right, just because I went Christmas shopping or sent some gifts doesn't mean that I'm not aware of what's happening in the world. So I think what really happened is that automatically, a lot of people, of course, have 100% profits, 50% profits. It's normal to actually see people taking profit. And that's what you saw precisely on your airlines like Cebu Pacific and, of course, Macro Asia. Given that, of course, you have a lot of people that are actually seeing that maybe the COVID strains are still there, they might actually be afraid to actually go out. So you can see that even here, Boeing Airlines, even after it rallied to about 230 to 240, it's normal to actually trim 240 to 220. That is actually a trim because even if the bigger reversal pattern is to go back to 320, it's gonna take time. What it means, guys, is that Cebu Pacific is not destined or doomed to go to $40. But can it go to 60, 70 overnight? The answer is no. It doesn't go to 60 to 70 overnight. It goes there after some time. So what's happening in the world really is this: what's happening in your Philippine companies like airlines, right? Cebu Pacific, after reaching 57, had to retest that 51 area because that 51 area was your prior support, right? This was your resistance that's now acting as support. 51, 50 area is actually the previous place where some people were willing to sell, and that is also where they want to buy. Assume an overreaction. Let's say Cebu Pacific goes back down to about 45 pesos. Should you be scared? The answer is no. The lower this goes, the higher your upside. Your risk is 10%, your reward is 30, 40%. Therefore, should you be scared? The answer is, of course, no. Now, what's happening in your Macro Asia? Another reopening theme. Macro Asia serves a lot of your airlines, right? So from 9, that was a resistance here. That was your previous resistance here, acting as resistance here. Where's the support? The actual support, you've got a lot of support here, about 585. You could actually see a trading action from 585 to 685 for your Macro Asia. It is not a downtrend, it is a range. So the reopening theme, is it still valid? It is valid provided you know how to trade the ranges. DMC and Seminar are both down, but with net foreign buying, time to trim some shares. You know, DMCI, I think, has a resistance really at about 6 to 7. So this is not one of those parang super secular names, considering there's value, yes, but it is not something that you expect to go 100% further, even if you're buying at 6. So the limited upside has to be agreed upon if you understand secular trends. Semirara, of course, is in the coal mining industry, and this is a dying trend, secular-wise. So they have to do a lot of renewables. They have to change their business model, their power sector. And I know that the company is doing that, but you cannot transition those renewable energies without really getting hurt in the first short 5 years or so. So in the next couple of years, there will be, of course, a lessening of coal industries, and it will actually be not good for your Semirara, which was evidenced already in the last 5 years. From 44, it's already down to 13. Can it go back to 16 or 17? Those are your resistances. Those are actually very huge resistances. The first resistance right now at 1430, can it go to 1130? That is also possible. It's a weak name. It's a weak reopening name because it's not really a very. So what I'm saying is, example, all right, let me give you some weak reopening names. Boeing Airline is weaker than, of course, getting a reopening name like Disney. Why? Because Disney, even if the market can COVID strain, Disney is going up not simply because of reopening of theme parks, it's actually going up because of their Disney streaming. Or, for instance, courtesy of Nike. Nike went up after hours, another kaboom. Why? Because their earnings and their guidance are very strong. Their direct-to-consumer attack is very strong. Just because of a reopening theme doesn't mean that you can make money in any company if you don't even understand what you bought. Obviously, there are companies that can go all-time highs, even if they're reopening names. Case in point, Nike, Disney, and so many more companies all abroad. All right, DMC and Semirara, I'm not that quite confident. I mean, it's a range. 11 to 14 for Semirara, DMC probably 5 to 6. Wrong timing ako, I bought yesterday. You shouldn't buy companies when it is at resistance, even if it can go higher. Serves a lesson for you, I think. So it's okay to learn something. Hi, Nikki. Advance Merry Christmas. Masabi ko ba na correction kanina kay now dito at MM is temporary lang ba ito? when the company has gone it didn't even go just up 5%, right? Merrimark went from about 1.6 to $6. Dito Telecom went from $1 to $8. Now Corp went from $2 to $5. These companies did not have small percentage increases such that it is not unimaginable to get a momentum on the upside, but also momentum on the downside. Why will there be downside? Simply because if a company has risen a lot, sometimes it has to consolidate, right? And so that's what's happening. 6% down. It can go to 450 for all I care, or even $4. Because you will never know. Like, okay, does it mean that it's just that? No, even ASEAN can fall, right? 730 can go down to $5. Who doesn't have the crystal ball to say that $7 can go to $9 or can even go to $5? When you are extensions and extensions, be careful on your price risk reward. SNS price entering insanity zone triggered by ASEAN SRO. Yes, it's triggering insanity zone, but just because it is at insanity zone doesn't mean that you are buying. In fact, insanity zone, you should be trimming upwards even as it goes to $8, $9, $10. So actually, in insanity, you don't come with the free feeding frenzy. You actually are the feeder. You are the feeder. You feed the quacking ducks. You feed the piranhas eating you. So you just feed all the shares that you have. It doesn't matter if it goes $10 or $11. Who cares? At the end of the day, if you want to hold your souvenirs, then go ahead. What it means is that usually what I do is, let's say I have 20,000 pesos. It's now up 60, 70,000 pesos. I don't care. I sell 20,000. I get my capital back, 50,000. Okay, 50,000 went up again. I get it up, out again, another 20,000. Whatever is left there, free money. I don't really care whether that 40,000 left there or 30,000 left there goes 50% down because it's already my souvenirs. And that's really what allows me to get it all the way up. But usually I do that for companies I truly believe in. Just so happens that the companies I truly believe in do not reside so much in the Philippines. Okay. Gravity up to 30 after hours, very strong. Companies that we like, Peloton, Gravity. You can sell a little, but you can actually just trim up. All right, I opened an account in IBA Car. Confirmed, need to fund, still coordinating with Metro Bank. Yeah, you can also message us. 1-day delivery, funds are there. Pay us through pay through BDO, BTI. We're willing to accept pesos. Hello, Merry Christmas. Masabi mo sa Mac, thank you. Actually, Macro Asia and Cebu Pacific, guys, are just the same. All the airlines, actually, whether you buy Mac and Ceb, whether you buy Delta Airlines and Boeing Airlines, the same lang yan, guys. It's a trading range. Example, Delta Airlines, patay na sa 44 o 37, balikan yan, 37 and 35. You've got a higher low move, but also a trading range on the way. Crash again or healthy pullback, depends. But in general, I think, how should I say this? There's always a safe haven, but I'd say that the answer of the safe haven is not exactly in the Philippines. Watch my global market attack later. I'll show you like all-time high portfolios, all-time highs. Actually, Fridays, Mondays, sobrang daming all-time high. Like I'll give you an example. Yes, Gravity is an all-time high. Yes, hawak pa yan, pero sell up, diba? Ito, another all-time high, CrowdStrike. Pero upward sell. Sell yan. Yes, buy here, 150. Pero ngayon, 210 to 240, sell up yan. Vuzi, wearables, selling up. Locking gains yan. 8-9, sell up. Kahit na mag-11 yan tonight. Dire-diretso yan, diba? O 4-9. The point here, guys, is that you have to understand what sector you are trading at. The Philippines, if you want to classify the entire Philippines, it's a weaker sector. The Philippines is a reopening sector. Value play lang. You can make 25%, 30%, hit and run. It's not a marriage material. All right, okay po ba mag-hold kay SI and SEB? Yes, because the upside is bigger. Example, SEB. Even if it goes to 51 or 50, there is a buyer there. Even if it goes to 45, there is a buyer there. SSI is going to 140. Sure, let it fall 140, pick it up, and then let it go up to 9. No, well, not naman 9 pesos. I guess like SSI has resistances at 185 today, but also resistances in the future 2, 3, 4. Cebu Pacific has a lot of resistances right now at 57 and 60, and another resistance at 70. Historically speaking, will there be more pullbacks in the final three trading days? Since today, I'm surprised a lot of preferred shares actually made gains. Um, I'm not too interested with preferred shares, but I guess some people are buying preferred shares just to get like 5% in a year. But for me, it's okay. Like some people, kasi preferred shares, all these REITs, they're just parking places. They're not places to make a lot of money, but they're also places that you won't lose a lot of money either. Meaning, example, let's say you made 1 million and you don't want to lose that 1 million from your million. Your 1M became 2M. What will you do with 1M? You probably want to park it somewhere safe. So you probably want to park it in a Meralco 282, that's okay. You want to park it in a PLDT 1300, that's okay. You want to park it in something safe like a Pure Gold at 40 bucks, okay. Or you want to park it in some preferred shares, okay lang. You want to park it in cash, okay lang din. You wait out. You wait out for that position that some of the leaders can pull back. Good job. So you actually want to have a portfolio wherein no matter what the markets give you, up or down, you can attack. That is what a good defense portfolio is. That is what if you play Plants versus Zombies, that's what exactly stock market's about. You have an offense, you have a defense, you've got a tower defense portfolio. You can handle any attack. COVID is back, you know what to do. COVID is not back, you know what to do. You have to be aware also that there are companies that doesn't care whether COVID is back or not. Analysis on Jollibee, sure, okay lang. Jollibee would be a cyclical name, right? Secular trend is great, but also cyclical headwinds. Secular trend meaning you've got, secular trend. What does Jollibee have? Global franchise, right? But at the end of the day, how many people can actually just really eat Jollibee when they don't have money? So at some point in time, after rising, although I'd say that Jollibee here about 195 is actually just an opportunity to pick it up as it goes lower. So, Jollibee is actually one of your super category winners in your restaurant sector after breaking ang daming breakout na nito. Diba? Okay, sige, sabihin na lang natin, ito yung clear breakout at 150, nag-consolidate yan. Okay, this is just what? An extension after an extension, right? You see this resistance at 211, but there's also resistance at 240 here. 240 to, resistance yan. But after that, it's 290. How low can this Jollibee go? Obviously, I don't think it's gonna go 150, neck mo, di ba? Kung gusto mong bilhin yan, 170 or 180. Matuto ka maghintay. Hindi ko rin sure kung makuha mong 180 yan. Yeah, I have Gravity. But this is not this is a local market update. Ask me global stuff on a global markets live, not here. Okay, I got them in DNL, which is a growth stock. DNL is actually okay lang. DNL grows when the restaurant sector grows. When the restaurant sector is hard hit, of course, they have a hard move. Jollibee, of course, will be affected by your consumer spending. However, what's good with Jollibee is that it can execute direct to consumer. So against the other competitors, it has a better chance rather than the others who don't have money even to spend on the direct to consumer attack. Comments on the Philippines UK's report. Yun nga, the answer to that, guys, is that obviously the Philippines is a reopening theme sector, and the reopening theme is actually one of the weakest sectors, buy and sell yan. So obviously, guys, kapag ganyan, makikita mo yung resistances. Sample, Ayala Land, 41.7. No gagawin mo dyan? E di bentahan mo yan. Sell yan, no? 41. O bagsakan mo nga 40. Kahit naman bumaba yan ng 45, kahit umangat yan ng 45, hindi na rin yan magandang risk-reward. At some point in time, ilan ba talaga yung magpupunta sa real estate sector? Tapos na yung mga reopening themes na yan. Okay? Alright, guys. I just wanted to share that tomorrow is the last class in Awesome 10X today is the last class of the Awesome 10X Inner Circle. Tomorrow we'll have Awesome 10X Christmas Party online, but that's actually only for the Inner Circle members. We will have a break December 24 till December 31. However, I want to explain to everyone that you can watch our videos. We might upload some bits here and there, some videos within that time span, holiday break. December 24 to December 31, please know that there will be no live stream updates. You have to understand what you own, guys. At the end of the day, If SSI is doing e-commerce, is e-commerce a secular trend? The answer is yes. If Jollibee is doing direct to consumer, is it a reopening trend or is it also a secular trend? The answer is it is both. The more secular trends that you are actually doing, the better off your companies are. But if it's just reliant on one sector, example, if COVID strains are very strong, then nobody can actually go out again. What happens to your restaurant sector? What happens to your hospitality industry? What happens to your Airbnbs? It also will have a suffering. So you have to ask yourself, do I have a resilient company in my portfolio? And if the answer is it has already gone up 100%, or even if it's just up 30%, you should ask yourself, how many people will actually buy it at 60, even if it can go to 70, and how long should I wait for that destination trip that I want? So the answer there is Cebu Pacific and Macro Asia doomed? The answer is not. But should I trade the range as it goes higher? The answer is of course yes. If Merrimark, PHA, MRC, Dito, Ascent, it has already risen so much, so strong this year, should you hold on to it? The answer is, of course, you can hold your winners, but also don't forget to trim your capital so that whether it goes 50% up further or goes down 50% lower, you can actually understand whatever the market does, you are a winner. All right. Thank you very much, guys. And please like, subscribe, and share the channel. And don't forget to also add and follow me on Faces Trader. Ta-da! Oops, sorry. Yes, this is actually going to be our this is going to be our global market report. Yep, Masayoshi-san. Happy Santa Claus rally for a lot of US peeps. All right, bye-bye. That's it.